Hyper G and Lucky Sixes from Proxy Table Gaming PTG.
Nin Hao.
You forgot. You'd done the research, hadn't you? You had that one ready, and then you forgot what
I
you'd written
forgot.
down.
Yeah. But I did. Konnichiwa was earlier this week, so we're going the
Yes.
Oriental
Okay.
route.
Well, fair enough. So, what country was that from?
China, I believe. Probably not in the way that it's probably like Luxembourg.
You've just told them all to bugger off, haven't you?
Well, maybe.
All
And if
the Chinese speakers.
And if I have, I stick to it.
Right. Okay. Own your mistakes. Yeah. Or was it a mistake? Anyway,
I'll take responsibility.
yes.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
So, we're
Round
here.
5.
Round 5.
Welsh Open Cardiff.
The last Welsh Open Cardiff, which is sad because it's a lovely venue. Really, really well run tournament from Rob.
Hang on. You don't mean last tournament ever there?
No, just.
You mean last battle?
Last battle of the tournament.
Yeah. Calm down, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah, chill, mate.
Rob hasn't set the explosives or anything.
No, it might even do Masters, which would be really cool if.
I would. He would have my vote. He did a great job of running this tournament. So.
Yeah, but yeah, so it was a bit of a sad, but always makes me happy when I'm against Tony from the club.
That is Tony.
That's
obviously.
Tony on a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
that is,
and a Wednesday. So I hear.
Yeah. Wednesday at work.
Yes.
He's very open about it. It's very good. But yes, we Highborn Elves versus Demons. Traditionally, actually, Demons are a very good army, but traditionally, I think this is a good matchup for me because of the sheer amount of shooting.
And you've taken Banner of the World Dragon, obviously.
Banner of the World Dragon, so I've got a 2-up save versus all Demons, which is great.
How did that even exist? Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so I've got a lot of decent shooting that comes at him. So if I can maximize that, I'm always pretty happy. And then agility-wise, I'm not too far off the Demons. If not, I'm on par. So, especially with spears, potentially, I'm not too bad. Looking at his list though, the more scares me, because more is a scary beast of a thing. So interesting. Interested to see how I'll deal with that, if at all. The core, I'm not too bothered about from that point of view, but it's a decent setup because you've got the lemurs and the imps for a bit of shooting on his side, which is high strength but not is low quality. So it's it's not elf shooting.
So it's rubbish.
It's not 2-up shooting. It's not hitting on 5s or whatever.
Hoarders.
Hoarders are when you look. I mean, he's got Eidolons as well for shooting. Bloatflies, Furies, Hellhounds, but really the big ones are the Hoarders in this because of the strength 4, AP not much, but they don't need much against elves, and all the grinds and all that stuff. It's tough, man. It's tough. So I don't know. They're my biggest threat. Again, if I can maximize shooting, although I want to get all the shooting stuff and be in capture the flags as well. That core set up for me. I can shoot myrmidons, I can shoot lemurs and imps quite nicely. So. I guess from my point of view, it's just seeing if I can maximize the shooting because I absolutely need to against demons. Otherwise, they'll just tear me apart. Dawn Assault and capture the flags.
Simples.
Standard from that point of view. That's Tony. Oh, sorry, I meant this one. Much nicer. To show. But yeah. In terms of the setup, we'll stay here actually for it. I got he chose sides, I think. I dropped for first, which is very
it's been
handy.
a while.
I know.
It's been a while since we've said
does
that.
it against me, man, now. But it was ultra handy in this setup because I dropped, not knowing obviously where he'd be deploying, and my thought was get the Queen's Guard and Sea Guard in a position where they can do most of the board. I knew that he was going to be not going to be in the top right, so my Queen's Guard it seems a bit silly putting him there. But my thought was, well, I actually don't want him to put anything this side of the
The house.
So that I can march up and just zone that with all shooting.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I've got my 2 bolt throwers next to them. Sea Guard to the left of the house again. Thinking if he goes straight, thinking that they're going to be the main center of where he's going to go. Spears to their flank. The Phoenix and the Eagle are basically there for the Hellhounds, which are ambushers.
Oh, right.
I can't remember. I think he put them in reserve because of the Dawn Assault.
Dawn Assault, yeah.
So they'll come on the left side. So my thought is just to keep them away if I can with those flyers. And if that doesn't work for any reason because they're flyers, they can just run back with all their movements. So
yeah, definitely.
Rymanites, I am not really...
Come on, Rymanites.
They're there to support in this game, but capture the flag actually makes them a bit of a liability again. Because demons are demons, so I need to and they don't run, which is the interesting thing. So I put them that side, which means when he puts his Eidolons down, which are the AP weird thing, so like armor on a 1 to 4 fails automatically.
Yeah.
It means that he puts them there to basically see if he can soak up the damage and then shoot my capture the flags, which is a bit scary. Otherwise, he's put his Maw right over there. He's got the Myrmidons, then the Hoarders, then the Sentinel of the Cuja with the Lemurs, with the Furies, I think they are, behind them. Bloatflies and the Imps. Oh no, the Imps are on the hill, sorry, and the Lemurs are on the right. Basically, they're the best thing against the Queen's Guard, so he sort of matches them up. I think as well I'm out of shooting with most range. I think he's deployed deep because he's got such high movement with much as he can. I think so. He wants to limit my magic and shooting phases like that. So decent enough tactic to be fair. This is just another view
of your movement
of my movement. So my Sea Guard move up slightly, I think because I can get the first 2 in range of the Imps. So my thoughts are if I can get them down a little bit, then that'll help. I can always move back as well with the Sea Guard. The Dragon moves up to there so that he's not obscuring the bolt throwers, and I'm going to put all my pyro and shoot in as much as I can into those Eidolons. I want them gone.
Yeah, definitely.
Do not want them to survive. Eagle... just runs back.
He's taking his time this turn.
My thought was I did want him over with the Hellhounds, but my thought was my Phoenix can probably take it, and the Eagle is likely going to need to hold up stuff when it runs straight later on me. So that's what I'm planning to do there. I get a Pyro Flow, which kills 2, which is fair enough against demons because of the 5-up pages, and I get Alt Sight, and he stops everything else.
Okay.
This is my shooting with I think just the Queen's Guard. I'm not sure it was anything else even. So
there's some lucky 6s there.
Yeah, and I just obliterate the unit, which is
happy days. To be fair, there's 5s and 4s as well.
Yeah,
but
I with the rest of my shooting, I think the Sea Guard killed 2 Imps, which
very nice.
Yeah, is what it is.
Nice models. Tony's always got.
And this I think was his shooting back to me. So I think it's just out of order.
That's not a bad return.
No, it's pretty good actually. With that,
he killed more than you did, I think.
I don't know what that. Yeah, because this is his movement, and then onto my movement as well. So I think I've skipped his movement phase. So we'll talk a little bit about his movement first. So he moves up everything. Hoarders the most aggressively, as you can see. The Bloatfly is actually sort of, and the Lemurs who are facing towards Tony, realise that they can't take the Queen's Guard because it will be at least 2 rounds of shooting before they get anywhere near.
At least I would have thought.
Yeah, and so they don't want to allow my Queen's Guard to shoot, which is fair enough, and start running away. Or run into that side so that they can focus on everything else at least.
Because they're a scoring unit, so they've got to get away. Really.
Yeah. Otherwise, everything just sort of moves as forward as it can. The Moor's in a bit of a traffic jam over there. I think, sort of wanting the to zone the Phoenix and stop the Phoenix coming. I did think about then putting the Phoenix up into its flank, but I thought I don't know why I'm doing that because the Phoenix isn't going into anything solo. So I'll just move the Phoenix back.
Yeah.
I sort of shuffle the spears, I shuffle the Sea Guard, and I march. I'm not even sure I marched. I don't know whether I needed to. I think I moved up the Queen's Guard up to there. And the dragon decides to get fairly aggressive. He's got a few spears of infinity. But if I can whittle down those imps now, then then the shooting isn't too bad against him. And he's got hard target as well, so I think they're hitting him on 6s. So his goal is to get one of, if not both of those scoring units now.
Yeah, definitely. Alongside the Queen's Guard, it's
because the imps are the only shooting. So I'm like, well, if I can get them down and focus them with my shooting and pyro magic, then I think the dragon could just dance around. Hopefully, so yeah.
And the Rhymers are just chilling out on that flank.
And the Rhymers are just chilling out. They're actually behind us as the
and
viewer.
They're thinking to themselves, "We're not going to score an own goal in this one, boys."
Yes. And it's purely. I was like, right, I'll move them up, and if later on I can march them 18 towards the ruins, or something like that, I will. But
to finish off.
But it's the own goal thing for sure. I get ult sight off on the Sea Guard, which I'm very happy for. But I think that was possibly it. Oh, in his magic though, he does get a Wrath of God.
Ah, right in the midst of your stuff.
So I dispel everything else, and the Wrath of God comes down to there, which is interesting.
Not an ideal placement for you.
No, but this is an overview, and then the Wrath of God comes down straight away. I'm like, oh god.
What? So not straight away.
Well, in his. So this is my magic phase, remember? So he's done it in his magic phase.
Right,
In my one, it comes down. So the first time it comes down. And I
think you're ahead of yourself a little bit.
Oh, you
haven't done your turn afterwards yet.
Right, sure.
He cast it in his turn, moved everything around.
Spoiler,
and now we're into your
very
turn.
Soon.
Yeah. Now we're into your turn.
Yes. So that was his movement. So the last one was his movement then. Yes.
Yeah.
Moves up aggressively with the Myrmidons and the Hoarders. The Maw comes over to basically zone my dragon. I think my shooting has done another 2 imps because I was long range and stuff. It was and some decent saves on his part. Just meant I only did 2 there. But the Maw basically comes over there. The bloat flies behind the hill. Again, they don't want my dragon to come up. So that's what that's doing there. Then he gets Wrath of God on.
Yeah.
Then on to
your turn.
My turn. So I'm out of line of sight of the bloat flies with the dragon. And the Maw is a decent enough away from me that I'm not worried about the charge. I won't flee it. Yeah.
So, question.
Yeah.
Or observation. You didn't give a crap about Wrath of God. You just stayed there. In fact, you moved nearer to it.
I moved nearer to it. I actually thought at this point it won't come down first turn.
Oh right.
So I shuffle up
afterwards.
basically to give myself this nice little counter charges with Sea Guard or spears.
Yeah. Nice.
If he comes in, then I get Pyro Flow off on the imps, and it just
you got loads off.
Obliterates them. I also get Flaming Swords though on the Queen's Guard to do this. I think this is a combination of it actually. I don't think it's one of the other. But I also get Awaken the Beast off. I think he tried to stop Pyro Flow or Flaming Swords, and I diced him on them. And I don't think he got any fizzle. It was like one of the weird shitty rolls that he got. So really unlucky for him. And a mix. So this is just magic actually. I think. And then at the end of the phase.
Yeah. Here it comes.
My neglect did not pay off.
It was bold. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. In hindsight, I don't know why my eagle stayed where it did.
Yeah, I mean that one's an odd one because that one will die.
Yeah.
So.
And suicide.
Oh,
maybe it was a part of his suicide psyche.
He didn't just stood on it. You will roll high enough to hit me.
But I mean, it kills both bolt throwers and my eagle, and does 5 wounds to the sea guard, 2 wounds to my phoenix. I kind of.
I'm not. There's not a lot of sympathy for you here, mate.
I kind of deserve it, but it was a brutal Wrath of God.
I mean, what's that? That's like 550 points.
600, I think.
Yeah.
100. Oh, yeah, no, actually 500.
Or 500 roughly.
190, 190, 100. Yeah. So whatever that is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. Brilliant. Oh. What are you doing, man?
With my shooting, I ping off the last imp and do. Cool. I think a wound. I can't remember how he counts with it up or down, but I think a wound. Or
usually with the dice, it's counting down.
Yeah, it might have 6 wounds actually, so maybe I did 2.
I love the little shrimpy model.
Really Tony's painting's awesome.
So good.
I've always said
and the models he uses are so good as well.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, look at that banner, man, on the left. Yeah. So vivid and prominent as well. So yeah, really good. Decides not to take any long charges and moves up to ensure some charges, which is interesting.
Oh, the Hellhounds are on.
The Hellhounds are on. I think they came on before, and then they've marched right up into my flank. So that's I've now got to deal with them somehow.
That's the problem.
And with the Phoenix not taking a few wounds now, it's a bit.
Whose fault's that?
Yeah. He gets cleansing fire on here, which is just fishing for 6s, and I hope he doesn't get many.
Yeah.
He gets another Wrath of God down, but I let it off because it's 444. So he forgets it.
So he forgets the spell.
I think I had enough dice to do it, but it was
it one of the phases that went up and down?
That wasn't his 3. That was me putting 3 down.
Oh, I see. Fair enough.
So he got 444. I let it go just because, and I'm like,
it's the last Wrath of God.
I'll take some wounds, but
that's how you deal with Wrath of God. Apparently,
you just got to ignore it. It'll do loads or nothing, and so far, I mean, loads. But yeah,
when has it ever done nothing?
I have, and so I know my magic is good, so I know I'm going to get at least a buff, if not 2.
Right.
I do have a bit of a brain fart though, in that I think Tony's made a massive mistake. Look at that there. If I go in, the Phoenix will help me win combat, then I'll overrun into his Furies and out of the line of sight of the thing, then overrun into his thing. Forgetting they don't really run, do they? These hoarders. I have the biggest.
And they don't die easy.
I don't know what happened in my thing. I was like, I just thought I'd do. I thought with everything going in and the magic that I've got, I'd do it. I'd do 6-7 wounds. So take off 2.
The spear's not going in. I'm guessing.
No, not the spears. I couldn't remember. I think I didn't want them to go in for reasons I don't even know why.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing they must have been in the front. Flank charge, you would definitely have taken.
I don't think Tony would let them do it. So
no, I don't think so. Yeah.
I get a bit ballsy.
Yeah, I mean this.
The state of play with my Seaguard today.
You've lost like 10 Seaguard as well. It's not even like you've got all of them there.
I know. But I must admit, I was thinking that I would overrun, and that would be, and so yeah.
There's a flaw in that plan.
There is a massive flaw, which is obvious. But at the time, I was like, oh no, that's great.
Yeah. Okay.
I face the Hellhounds because I'm
makes
happy
sense.
enough there. I have 21 attacks. I should kill him, I think. With that, I move my Queen's Guard back and hope it doesn't come down straight away.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
at least you moved him back.
I have an amazing magic phase again.
Nice.
I dice him on favour. I get Oaken thrown off because I have 1 dice left. Don't worry too much about that.
Sure.
I also get Raven's Wing off as well. I think what happened is I put a load of dice into favour. He tried to dispel it with all of them, and didn't get any dice back. It was like it was horrible. 2
magic phases, one after the other.
Yeah. Or he did get some back and dispel Flaming Swords because that seemed like an obvious one. I get Raven's Wing to move my Queen's Guard back, which is
and heal a wound on the Phoenix.
And heal a wound on the Phoenix because of the Oaken Throne might even be a wrong card. But I might
because Oaken Throne doesn't heal back a wound, but
Raven's Wing does heal 1 on him. So I'm feeling a bit better there, and I'm only clipping. And the Hoarders, as grindy as they are, they're not the most offensive.
I am worried about a more into the flank, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not thinking about that at this point, because I'm like, I'll just overrun.
Okay.
It comes down
and hits nothing.
And does nothing. So we've had both. We've had an all, and we've had a nothing.
Okay. Yeah. No, it did do nothing. It made you move your Queen's Guard, but that's about it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm very happy the Queen's Guard are right over there as well. So this is after combat, and I do
favoured.
Huh?
You used favour and only took 1 win. That's incredible.
Yes, yeah. I only take 2, which of all the grinds and stuff, although that is getting worse later on. I only take 1 wound. I'm very happy, and then the realization of
your heart stops.
They're not running because they're supernal. I think this is after the supernal as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I don't think I would have done because they got 4 wounds each as well. By the way.
So you've done 10 wounds overall.
Yeah, so I don't think I would have done 10 in combat because I've not got any offensive buffs on me. So yeah, so it happens. I'm feeling good. I'm like, yeah, no, this is going exactly right. And then he goes, okay, right. He fails his leadership. I'm like, great. And then he just takes models off and then looks at me. And I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing
what
that
demons
do, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
And then you have a little look up, just glance around to your right, and there's a ball there.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like he's put them there to have some really good counter charges.
Maybe, something like that.
Oh, I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
So in my reforms, I switch these guys around.
Interesting.
Thinking that that's better than having all the thunder stomps in the world going against me.
Oh, so Frosty has taken one for the team.
So he's very much taken one for the team. And as well, I'm like, he's only got 6 attacks, so he might not kill me outright. Although, again, I am supernal, so...
Yeah. And you know how the supernal rules work, right?
Well, so, yeah. So now I
for yourself, yeah. Okay,
this isn't a great spot for any high elf player.
Oh, I'm surprised he could still get the Succubi in.
The Myrmidons, yeah. So they could clip.
Are they Myrmidons? I thought they were Succubi.
No, Myrmidons. He doesn't have any Succubi in this.
Okay.
They're red corny demons.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that, yeah.
But yeah, so it gets him in. I mean, the combat res.
This is going to be tough.
Hellhounds into my flank as well. I do have Favour off. So there's that.
Yeah.
Remaining moves. We haven't really talked about the guys on the top. I keep dancing around basically, and he keeps stopping me from charging his lemurs with my dragon, which is good. Basically, he is. I flew over him. He's now flew over me to get in the front. I'm not going into the bloatflies, so I'm just going to keep dancing over there. And as long as I pass my march checks, which I should on a leadership, I think leadership 9 minimalised, but you never know. And the Furies come down to chaff my spears for any counter charges that I'm thinking of.
Good move.
So yeah, it's a bit of a bullying tactic in the middle here.
Bullying or seizing an opportunity?
Counter-bullying, because I tried to bully him. And yeah. Over here, this is him turning to faces. I don't think it's not him killing him. He gets Ancestral Aid on from them. I don't take too many wounds because of Favour. So that's me.
Right.
Let's see if I can go back. So I start off with 6, 6, 3.
Yeah.
So it's 5, 6, 3, which is 11, 14. So I only take from that. Oh, I'll come backwards. I only take from that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wounds?
Which I'm pretty happy about.
That's really good. Yeah.
I mean, Favour was used again, so there's that. I take 2
I thought
wounds,
they'd all be gone, actually.
2 wounds from the Moor, and I actually do 2 back to him, which I'm pretty happy for with the Phoenix. So Phoenix doing a good job. But he has all the combat res in the world, and even though we can't see from this point, but we will for the next one, I do a few wounds more than I should to the thing. I have a roll which I'm delighted for, but I fail it. But and this is him turning to face before I go off. My Phoenix dies for now, and I get away with a double 6 roll.
And he's pretty much Swiss-tried everything, isn't
he? Yeah, everything's Swiss-tried.
Because the beast. Sure. Demons and beasts.
I roll a double 6, which is what I need when he's got 3 units coming after me with Swiss-tried. And he doesn't quite get there. So it's my turn next. I'm not under a quarter. I have a chance to rally. And
a bit of druidism.
He's kind of, the way it's worked as well, it's kind of chaffed himself up for any future charges. So, yeah, this is actually not.
That's a let off. That's a let off, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, a massive let off from what is a very, very stupid mistake. But really, really happy about the outcome in the end. Favors helped me actually keep a unit, and the double 6 just insane.
That's what you need.
Yeah, man. Take charge here to take them out and then reform. I rally.
Good.
And as you can see,
Elves will always do that.
So. They should rally, but I mean, especially because I'm not under a quarter. What was I? I started with 25, I think, and I have 7 left. So
7 left minus spear dude.
Yeah, it was only 1 away. Although I guess the wound pool might be different actually.
It still counts for the unit.
1 or 2 away, so the favour still. The favour kept me in it for sure. But yeah, and as you can see, like he can't get his hoarders in.
No, he's got to take them on with the Hellhounds, which arguably might go down by the spear dude before they strike.
So this is actually from
not
worst
terrible
mistake. Put myself in a really good spot. I mean, it's double 6, so it's just fluke. But yeah,
sure, but
actually looking at it objectively, it's not too bad. Dragon just moves over to breath weapon and pyro if I can into the moors. The guy has gone back in there, and I'm happy enough that the imps have gone in terms of scoring.
Because that puts you 1 up, right?
Yes, at the minute, because my Rhymer Knight's still behind. I'll move so people believe me.
They are a talking point, aren't they?
Yeah. So that they're just keeping their flags.
Keeping on.
Are good, and there's no Wrath of God anymore, which is lovely. The spears are pretty healthy. And
they're killing the Furies.
And they're killing them. And I've got the Sea Guard, which how they're still on the table, I'm not sure, but they are.
How many wounds has the Maul got at this moment?
So it's I can't. This is the thing. I can't remember whether this has taken 2 wounds or it's gained 2 wounds. But whatever it starts
that's the issue with that, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not worried.
I'm not worried about that. Sure.
I don't want to engage it in any way, shape, or
form. Okay.
I get a very, very decent magic phase again. Oh yeah, I keep using the open throne off for the wrong thing, I think.
Yeah, sure.
So I get Awaken the Beast off. This might be my only thing actually, but Awaken the Beast for +1 strength to make them strength 5 on the charge, or strength 4 if I get charged, which is very nice. And I get a wound back on my Phoenix, who's come back.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you might have a card on your Queen's Guard as well for something, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's great. The Phoenix has come back on a 5 up.
And now, because of the spell and because of this jankiness, not actually even giving up half points.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And just like, so that situation went from being awesome for the demons to just awesome for the high elves because of
frustrations.
Yeah. So yeah, like Tony's like, oh man, how has this happened? How have I no points from 4 of my units going into you? I was like, yeah, I know, sorry.
Yeah.
So I get Awaken the Beast off. I also get Pyro Flow off to kill. I mean, he's got 3, 6, 7. So I've killed 3 in total at some point. Yeah. So yeah, again, if I can get them down, great. But
Res 5, isn't it?
The main thing is that I'm keeping the dragon safe and
the bloatflies out of business.
Bloatflies out of business. So it's a win really for me. So I think I get him. I do 4 wounds and the shooting, which means that he's now not +2, he's -2.
-2, yeah, I'm with you. Nice.
So yeah, I mean, maybe I can, and I don't intend on being anywhere close to him. We're fairly close, and he's got Swift Stride, but yeah, I win against the Furies and face that way. So I'm now 7 wide, 5 deep, facing up.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Just moved one model because of time. But yeah, and again, they got Awaken the Beast off, so there's Strength 4. If something comes into me, I'm going first with Strength 4, AP 3.
Okay, no, that's all right.
So I'm happy and my thought is if he charges I'm not sure whether he's got the space, but if he charges the dogs into the Sea Guard, I'll move us so that you can see, then there might be space for the Hoarders to come in as well as the Myrmidons. But if he does, he has to maximise models, which is Myrmidons. And I'm pretty sure that my 7x4, what's that? 28, 29 attacks can do a decent chunk to that.
Yeah.
Especially with Awaken the Beast off. So
yeah,
I'm you don't count your chickens and stuff, but I'm fairly confident about that matchup at this point. He charges because he's like, what else am I gonna do? So yeah, again, it's on the Spear Boy. If the Spear Boy is good, then actually that's great for me. And he charges here. I could stand and shoot, and I think about standing and shooting, but I end up fleeing for safety.
You got a chance
reasons.
to rally, yeah.
I got a chance to rally. I'm on leadership 9.
8 minimised or 9 minimised?
9. Yeah, it would be minimised as well. Yeah. So yeah. So I think there's a good chance that they will there. So we'll see. He moves his Myrmidons up rather than charging me, I think.
Okay. To take away the bonuses from spears and everything.
Yeah, although I do have Warhammer and Orima, so it's...
Yeah.
I'm not
less
he might
AP,
have even
though.
gone in, I'm not
sure.
sure.
AP matters.
We'll see whether it goes in. And then moves the Lemures and Bloatfires to, as you see, just to keep me honest, at least.
Yeah.
Spear Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately.
Yeah. I mean, your spears might have even been attacking first as well, wouldn't
they? I was all first.
Agility 7 or something.
So yeah, and they don't have much in the way of armor or anything.
No.
So yeah, it was fairly brutal at this point because of the way everything happened, really.
Yeah, he didn't charge, so you do.
Charge, so I do, and Phoenix as well comes in. So
is the Phoenix taking DTs in the forest?
Yeah, he actually took 1 DT, so you can see there's another thing in there. So you
need to heal 1 back to prevent half wounds.
And I'm like, oh no, I've only got 1 wound. And then
I mean, that's pretty dicey. Yeah.
But what I'm hoping is the sheer amount of attacks going first, and he's -2 defensive, offensive, and agility because of Phoenix.
You'd have to use at least 3 or 4 models to strike back on the Phoenix, which is less damage for the spears to take. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm hopeful basically. Remaining moves again. Dragon dances around.
Oh, Spearlord's going solo.
Yeah. Ryman Knight stay in the corner. Queen's Guard rally.
Good
Seaguard move back out of line of sight of the Moor. And the Spear Boy says, you know what? I don't want them dying, but you can come into me because you got AP 1 naught.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, and again, like that whole situation, how this has come about now is just crazy, really.
Yeah, it's a totally different battle from what it could have been.
Yeah. So I go in, I get Awaken the Beast off. It gets me a thing back.
Win back.
You can only get 1 back in a turn. So I do get Raven's Wing off to chunk a bit of him down, which is nice. Really, really helpful. But yeah, I got my wound back, so I've got 2 wounds. So I'm feeling a bit more comfortable with that charge. And especially when I think I left him with 3 models, and he did 3 to me, but just the Supernal, he was auto, and not great for a Myrmidon to be. That meant I was
pretty brutal.
Awaken the Beast meant so I was strength 5. but there wasn't much he could do with the Strength 5 and Flaming Swords.
No.
Oh no, I guess Flaming Swords were well far away, I guess, but yeah. So I mean, I'm clearing up points, unfortunately for Tony. And this is the last picture though. This is his turn 6.
So he doesn't charge his hoarders in, which is
doesn't charge his hoarders in because he doesn't want me to get the points for them.
No,
I'm not sure I'm even half points at this point.
Yeah.
Moves up his lemurs. I think there was some magic involved, but nothing really happens in that. And yeah, it doesn't get in. I think he needed a level 6, or
sure.
It wasn't possible to charge them more into the Queen's Guard. So
yeah.
Just that was it.
Wow.
And
wow.
I can't help but feel I kind of stole this off Tony. With the whole central charging thing.
It was definitely, you got away with something.
I got away with the mistake.
You probably shouldn't have got away with. But you played well after that to justify not going down heavy.
The deployment certainly favoured me, and going first really helped me in this matchup because it meant he had to start so far back, which he was. I know, like in the deployment, he was like, "Should I be this far back? Should I be?" And it was I'm in an hour in whether to do it. I think it was the right move in the end because I lost the shooting phase, just kind of. But then he put the Eidolons in the ruins, and that kind of allowed me to get
it gave you to shoot something.
Yeah, so. I guess it was all right until the Eidolons were there, and then that helped me a lot, really. But yeah, it was one of those, really.
Yeah.
I stole it off Tony, and it's still got a few points. Obviously, Wrath of God.
I think your magic was massive in that. I mean,
magic is so good.
You got 2 spells off most turns, if not 3.
Yeah,
and that probably felt a bit rough for Tony.
There was definitely a Flaming Swords and at least one flavour of Melodies where
where
I diced him, and he didn't get many fizzles or something like that as well, and so it was like a double negative. Then the double 6 happened. Even if I ran away, it was few dicey moments in that probably made it a bit hard. But yeah, it was otherwise a good game, and I think it was a good matchup for me in terms of my shooting, especially when I got the first turn.
Massively. First turn helps you so much.
And I was pleased really with what the dragon did. It kept him at bay and was a threat. And then obviously everything worked out for me. So like the double 6 running away, the Phoenix coming back. The multi-charges,
traffic jam,
like it just such good position for Tony, just compounded badly over the next few turns. But yeah, a nice win to end the tournament.
Yeah, what did you get? 15, 16?
So it was a 16-4.
16.
You say I think,
was those 655 mostly Wrath of God? I suppose it was.
I think it was the Wrath of God. It's 195. What is it? 190, 190, and then 100. What else could he have got? It was like 60. Something was half points, maybe.
Half of the Spear Guard?
No, they weren't half. I don't know. There was something else. There must have been something else, or that was it. I'm not sure. But either way, Wrath of God was the main thing, points-wise. But yeah, I got a few extra points towards the end of that, which really helped confound it, and I got the objective because I got his Myrmidons and the Imps.
Nice.
What was that? 13-7 goes to a 16-4, and a nice end to the tournament for me.
Very much so.
I'll get back to this one because it's a nice picture. But yeah, it was really, really good, really fun to play. It was good against Tony, and really good tournament actually for the High Elves.
So what did you finish on?
Ended on 58, which
Superb.
is 8 over my target, and 13th place out of I don't know, what was it, 40 something.
Something like that, yeah. Great.
But yeah, so really happy with how the Elves did, and I think the magic setup's really good, and the shooting is a bit brutal as well. So.
But there were a few other Elves who were best in race contenders.
Yes, I was actually 3rd out of the High Elves. So I finished 13th. 12th was High Elves, and obviously Mark got like 8th, I think, to finish So a decent showing from the High Elves.
And who says they're underpowered, Mark?
Right. Yeah.
You're talking rubbish,
however,
boy.
He is talking rubbish. However, he doesn't talk rubbish in the Reimer versus Phoenix scenario.
No, have we got a conclusion?
I mean, this tournament, the Reimer were terrible. Their use, their actually fragility, and their
fragility. I like it.
Yeah, right. This is written down. Don't worry.
Patented.
Synonyms on word.
New catchphrase. Yeah.
But and
so 2 Phoenixes next battle for High Elves then.
I mean, it kind of looks like that, but yeah. So I must admit, I'm a bit disappointed to admit, but the Phoenixes the Frost Phoenix was so much more utility than the Reimer.
Flying and move 918 is just so good.
And coming back, there's the same wounds. I've got 5 pages.
And with access to Druidism, healing back a wound or 2.
Res 5, healing wounds. Like there's so many things that comes with that that I think it could be.
It's no contest.
I mean, who knows with the changes to come in December? But right now, it's hands down the Frost Phoenix is better.
Yeah. Which upsets you a little bit.
Yeah, it does, because I'm a big fan of the Reimer, and I've got 20 of them sitting on my shelf.
Yes. And that's where they'll stay.
for now, maybe. But but no, really good showing from the High Elves. I was really pleased with how the list did. And finishing a very respectable 13th out of 40, whatever.
Very, very respectable. And when that was, what was it, 3 wins, a draw, and a loss?
Yeah.
Great.
And the loss was the KOE. And someone that finished second with them.
OP KOE, yeah. So well, if we're going down that route, Gareth finished in the top 5, I think, and he beat me turn 1. Exactly. So, clearly we both suffered from playing against
clearly we help the top people.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I gave mine 20 points. You didn't do that. So.
But no, it was really good. And as you said in the last battle, my losses weren't huge losses.
That helps massively.
They weren't.
It was
small,
round 4 you lost, wasn't it?
Round 4, yeah. My loss was so that was 17-3. So it wasn't huge, but it was.
No,
I got some points out of it. So it
was 3 points more than I got in my losses. So
So really, I'd say really enjoyed myself at Cardiff. A great bunch of people.
Yeah, well done, Rob. It's a quality tournament.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, a lot of people saying that the tournament scene's dying, but that's a good example of it not dying. And
no, definitely not.
Real world stuff happens, we know, but it's such a good crowd. And the Saturday night.
Oh, the guys who play.
I honestly, I took the High Elves, and I wasn't overly confident with them, but they ended up proving you right.
Pressure.
Yeah, for sure. But I went down for the social. It was so fun the Saturday night and the build up and spend time with Gobbo and stuff. And it was
I think it's worth saying generally, you make a really good point about the crowd. If you're not an experienced 9th Age player, but you love 9th Age, you just play with local scene, or come and join a tournament, because
we'd love to have you there.
The crowd is so good,
and you're seeing a few new faces as well now, which is nice. And, the list reviews and things like that. So just get down to a tournament, man. It's
how we started.
Crux of it supports the tournament organisers and the venues, which is great. But also, it's so fun. It's so I can't stress that enough. That I went to the tournament, did well and stuff like that, but I had a better time just with people. I mean, we're a good few years since out of the garage into what was our little catchphrase in the first into the wild. I mean, it's the best move we made in terms of our gaming, and we love it. And PTG wouldn't be what it was without the tournament scene. So let's keep it going, folks. You're all a good bunch of fellas. Yeah. But otherwise, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment in the section how lucky I was to get my Seaguard out of there. That's fine.
love your comments as always. Really enjoy responding to them. They're just so good fun.
Yeah. So. Send a lot of love for Tony as well. For this.
He probably needs a hug after this one.
Yeah, it was tough. With everything happening, it's tough to take. But it was a good battle, and roll on the next one.
Do I dare mention a word that... No? You don't want me to talk about
Well, we can. I guess what you're insinuating is I've had a few fairly good tournaments this year.
It begins with an
M. I'm close to Masters. Yeah, I'm going to another tournament very soon. Actually, when this comes out, it'll be like next week. In Stockport, Breakthrough.
And you're currently ranked.
I don't know after the last brawl, but around the 12th mark.
If the tournament ended now, you would be going to Masters if it ended now, right?
Possibly, very probably. But yeah,
depending on who accepts.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of things that are coming up. And stuff.
Okay.
But I'm in the mix, and if I have a decent tournament, I could make Masters, and that's crazy to me, if I'm honest. Yeah. So
no, I don't think it's crazy at all. I think it's well earned if you do manage to get to it.
If I could, but there definitely won't be any hard feelings if I don't, because there's some really good players out there. So yeah, no, going to Breakthrough. My aim will be to try and do as well as I can. Probably, I want top half, and I'll be pushing as high as possible. As I can get, because I had one tournament where I got.
And I'm guessing you won't be taking vampires because they were the ones who maybe didn't have your best tournament.
I don't know. Yeah. I honestly don't know what I'm taking at this point. I think I've got 3 options. It's the vampires are in there because I would like to redeem them, but also maybe warriors or KOE
take my OP Saurians now.
OP Saurians would be really fun. Weekend, so there's
Temple Guard, Tegu Guard, all the way.
Yeah, there is options. So I've just got to work out a list that I want to play, really. But I think I'll be trying to take as OP list as possible just to get me in the top half.
Yeah. No prisoners on this one.
Yeah, but no, High Elves, well done, boys.
They did well. They
certainly did well there, and it's always nice to get a dragon out
there. So you tell me, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take High Elves. Did I just say that? Cut that out. Cut that out.
No. In fact, this battle report is just going to be that on repeat.
No. Right, and now I need to go and wash my sins away. Right. We'll see you for whatever's coming up next. I think we got some practice battles, maybe the USA stuff. Don't even know, but whatever it'll be more fun frolics.
More content for you. And see you later.
You as well. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.